He worked through what was Minnesota's largest real estate development bankruptcy at the time. He was a key player in the Resolution Trust Corporation, along with Bill Riley and Peter Gillette. And he's also helped several early stage companies find the financing they need. Most recently, one called EasyBox, which you're probably going to see in Menards fairly soon if you do any kind of home remodeling that involves electrical. Today, Bob Lehmann is partner at Platinum Group, where he helps real estate owners, lenders, and tenants through tough times. As an attorney specializing in real estate, he counsels folks in situations such as business downturns, market fluctuations, bankruptcies, and yes, pandemics. Bob, you've worked on complicated real estate issues for more than 30 years. What are some of the things that you can look back at and kind of bring forward to today when you think about what we're up to and up against with this pandemic?
I think one of the things that's critical in all real estate, if you're having problems, is communication. Talking with your lender, your landlord, whomever that may be that you need to have that communication with. The other item I think that is also very critical is getting ahead of this and getting involved in the problem quickly, not waiting for it to go away, not waiting for it to change, but get involved quickly. Because I think one of the things that will be different this time around is in the past, the downturns in real estate were cyclical and they were financial. This is going to be totally different, in my opinion. We are going to come out of this different. The way we conduct business is going to be different, forever changed, I believe. The way we interact in office settings will be changed. I think we're going to see a total different type marketplace. We're learning that a lot of folks can work from home. That's going to have an impact, certainly, but also safe distancing and having a safe office environment. So I think this is going to be different this time around.
You mentioned one of the key things is to get in front of it. What are some things people can do to try to get in front of it, realizing that things are going to be different, whether it's office spaces or shopping malls? Any tips in terms of how you've seen people get in front of things like this in the past and what they could do today?
I think, again, it's communication and starting that channel quickly. For the landlord, they have basically two types of tenants. They have the national tenant and then they have the local smaller tenant. The national tenants will tell you what they're going to do. They're not the easiest folks to talk with. But the smaller guys, those people you can get to right now. You should engage that dialogue. And if they haven't been talking to you, you should be talking to them.
What do I do if I'm a landlord and I have, like, let's say 10 tenants and nobody's paying me rent?
I think, again, the local tenant, I think you need to go to, and I know landlords hate the idea of being partners with tenants, but that's what's going to happen here. And maybe what it comes down to is we need to stop the flow of money going out. A lot of times tenants don't understand landlords have bills just like they do. Common area, utilities, maintenance, et cetera. Maybe the best you can hope for is making an arrangement with the tenant that those costs get covered. And then maybe take a look at how you defer rent over a period of time.
On the flip side, if I'm a tenant and I can't pay rent and I'm getting these notes, you are going to be evicted, or I'm getting notes saying, yeah, we'll let you pay your rent in a lump sum 3 months from now, and I can't pay that either. Any tips for how I can deal with that other than just saying, okay, I'm going to have to give up my space?
That's one way of dealing with it. I think the other thing that the tenant needs to do is you need to have, and I think this is where outside consulting can help you, is you need to have a real honest conversation about, am I going to be here tomorrow? What can I do going forward to sustain this business? How bad is this and where am I going to be? And I think the first decision that needs to be made is, are you able to continue? Once that decision is made, then I think I'm back to my, and I don't mean to sing the same song, communication, communication, communication. Get out in front of it. Call the landlord. I mean, they already know because they're not seeing rent. So they already know there's an issue. See what you can do. Talk to them about that. Work something out.
And then if I own commercial real estate and I need to try to figure out a workout situation here where things just aren't working out from an income perspective and I owe a lot on it, any tips or any things you've seen in the past that I should try to do from a workout perspective?
Well, again, I think what you want to do is as the landlord, take a look at those CAM charges, what you can control, what you can't control, and then take a look at that tenant base. Are they going to be here after this, when you can open? And take an honest look at, is this something that can be saved? And once that decision is made, again, you're going to have to sit down with your lenders and talk to your lenders. They realize that by simply threatening to foreclose, they don't want the property any more now than you do. And so, again, you wind up working through this. And I know people don't like to talk about being partners, but for a time, and that's what you're going to be.
And you mentioned a minute ago about the importance of having a third party come in and try to help with those partnerships. I've a lot of times seen people try to do those things directly. Any thoughts in terms of how to find somebody who's best at being that kind of partner for you, that kind of person who can come in and be the middle person to help you work things out with other people?
Well, sometimes I think you need to go to the marketplace and find out who's out there. Maybe it's somebody you've done business with. Maybe you can talk to someone who has been in a workout situation, and this was somebody they could recommend. Lenders don't like making recommendations. That's not their favorite thing to do. They worry about lender liability. Now, they may give you a half a dozen names and say, well, here's a whole bunch of people. They'll know who's in that marketplace as well, which is also a starting point. But I think once you figure out who you want to talk to, then you got to go talk to some folks and sit down with them. And you need to have a comfort level with them. You need to get comfortable because they're going to become your voice. And so you need to know that they represent you.
Okay, and then switching gears a little bit to early stage companies. I mentioned at the beginning, EasyBox. Is this a time where entrepreneurs and people running early stage companies can still find investors to invest in their businesses?
I think what you're going to see is there's going to be opportunities out there. You're going to want to make sure you understand the opportunity. You're going to want to make sure that you are comfortable with the opportunity. But generally, when you have this kind of market turbulence, that's when you're going to find your best opportunities. That's where the growth potential really is. There are going to be people that are going to come out of this that are going to have a whole new opportunity in business. And those are the folks you want to source and find to invest in. So while it's easy to say, I don't want to do that, I want to hold on to all my money because I don't know what tomorrow's going to be like. I think for the people that really do well, that have that foresight, this is a good time to step in and start looking.
And for those people who are looking, what are the essentials that they have to look for in an early stage business? And what does the early stage business leader need to make sure he or she has lined up before talking with those investors?
You want to make sure that that individual has a vision and knows what they want to accomplish. And it should be pretty specific. What their market is, how they're going to get to that market, why their product is the product that market is going to take on. They also need to have a pretty clear understanding of what amount of money is needed. Most entrepreneurs tend to not ask for enough money because they think if they ask for a little bit of money, people will give them that as opposed to asking for it. You want to be sure that that's enough. You want to be able to get to the end of the day. So you want to make sure that entrepreneur has a clear idea of how much money they need. You want to see pro formas. You want to see projections. How are they spending it? What do their costs look like? What does the revenue look like? And make sure that they have an understanding of that. And the entrepreneur needs to have that model together as well.
Well, great. Bob, thank you for taking some time today to share some of your experience and some of your thoughts with us.
My pleasure.
I also want to thank everybody for tuning in or listening today. If you have any questions for Bob or for anybody else at Platinum Group, you can call Platinum Group at 952-829-5700. You can also learn more about Bob and the Platinum Group at the website, theplatinumgrp.com. And once again, the phone number is 829-5700. Thanks again for joining us today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.